Okay, here's the jump pack. Katoroe. Sorry to tell what the name is on there. This is a jump pack. It's also an air compressor. I've been seeing a lot of these. Offer some great convenience. Supposedly it'll go up to 150 psi. Comes with the air fill hose, USB-C A to USB-C charging device to go to charge onto here, but you can also use this to plug in to charge, say like a cell phone or something like that. So I'm going to turn this around so you can read it. USB out, and this will be USB-C in. Comes with a light, and there's the outlet for the air compressor, and then over here this is the jump plug. There's something else on here, right? No. So that's that. So we're going to demonstrate the compressor first. You would need to turn it on. When you do, I got 3 out of the 4 bars. And if you were to hold the button down, it'll start doing compressions right away. So turn it on. If I hold the button down, oh, there we go. Actually, that activated the air compressor. All right, so it sets a bar right off the hop when you turn it on. So if I was to push the button down, oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna learn how to operate this. All right, power button. Just tap it once you turn the device on. But I want to see PSI, so I'm gonna play around with the buttons on the side here. But I believe I hold one of them down, I'm gonna go from bar. Oh, that just raises and lowers it. I'll try the other button. There we go, kilopascal. Kilograms per centimeter square. And then there's PSI. And I'm gonna set this up, because the tire I'm gonna add air to, I generally run on the high side anyway. They're E-rated tires, so I run like 50 PSI on them. It is a truck, and then once you set it, if I don't use it right away, it's actually going to shut itself off, so I may have to reset it. But anyway, this threads into here, and I'll pause and come back because it's easier with 2 hands. Alright, so you would take an air chuck, pull this down, and it should seal it, and it should tell you on here what the pressure is already. Oh, it shut off just like I said. Alright, so gonna hold the power button down to get it to go to air compressor mode, and you're gonna do your settings. Just 1 second here, I'll be right back. Alright, so we'll operate the power button. It's at 37 PSI. I'll come back when it's almost done. It's still working its way up. Remember, I set it to 50. The higher the pressure, the longer it takes to get there. When you're in your 30s, like 32 to 35 PSI, it does it at a reasonable pace. But here, you can see that it takes a little more time. I'm going to cut it off here. Normally what it would do is it would stop at the set pressure, and then it gives you like 3 minutes before you're able to go to another tire. Otherwise it'll just shut itself down. The problem is like setting it up to the pressure you want, and if you don't use it right away, it shuts itself down. So being right at the tire and setting it up, you're good to go. But in this case, I tried to set it up for the video. By the time I made it to the tire, it had turned itself off and I had to reset it. So we're going to stop it here. And I'm going to check another, I'm going to check the cables on it. Because for some reason, I like to feel that the cables are live when you plug them in, which Well, before I say anything else, let me just check it out. If I was to meter the plug where the jumper cables go, it currently is live with 15 volts, and I'm going to check the actual jumper cables themselves and see if there's a controller inside that will prevent the clips from being live. But anyway, 15 volts, that's okay, because the battery that you're going to be jumping will be able to handle that. It's really not much higher than if the alternator was charging the battery itself. Most will run between 13 and 14 volts. But in this case here, is the battery would be like a large capacitor, and you wouldn't see more than 13 or 14 volts on the battery when you plug this in. So I'm going to plug the jumper cable device in and check the voltage on that. All right, so the sad thing here is that plugged into this device, I'm checking for voltage, and I do have 15 volts, which means that if these were to touch something, touch each other, they would spark, unlike other jump starting packs where they have a safety device inside, and they won't, they're not live until they actually see voltage from the battery, and they have a bypass in case the battery is too low in voltage. So in this situation here, this device is 100% live. And I think what they do to overcome them touching themselves is that the cables are actually different lengths, so they kind of like offset from each other. But technically, if I was able to touch metal to metal on these, they would arc. And that means that they would also arc on the battery too. So the important thing is probably to clip these onto the lead acid terminals. And lead acid is the type of battery, the lead terminals. So put these on the terminals first, and then to plug it into the device. And you can avoid the arcing of the battery. The only thing is you'll just arc inside here, and repeated arcing in here could, in essence, wreck the terminals. So, for what it is, it'll probably get the job done. How often can you keep filling tires with a small device like this? I don't know how well built it is. I've done 2 tires with it so far, and all I did was just top them off. I didn't go from empty. I brought them up to like 45 or 50 pounds. I got them running E-rated tires, which are capable of holding 80 psi based on the sidewall. A little bit more than what the truck calls for, but I feel they ride better. But this device here, like I said, is just purely convenience. I don't think it's not something that you would probably want to be filling tires up all the time. If you're driving around with a tire that has a leak in it, more than likely you're driving around with it when it's low, and if it's low, you're overheating the sidewalls, and what you don't see on the outside, or what you don't see on the inside, is the damage you're doing to a sidewall and riding it.